G'day, I'm Hannah. I'm from Good Life Permaculture. We live on Mulwinina country in Hobart, Australia. Today, for part of our COVID crisis garden series, we're going to take you through hot composting. Now, hot composting is for people with larger gardens or with people who have access to lots and lots of bulk organic matter. We only make hot compost twice a year, and that's in around autumn time right now when we're pulling out all our summer crops, and then in springtime when we're pulling out all our winter crops. Otherwise, we don't have enough material to actually make a big pile, because a hot compost pile has to be at least 1 cubic metre. That's 1 metre high and 1 metre wide to generate enough heat to break down all that material. Of course, it can be as big as you want, but it has to be at least 1 cubic metre. Now, a hot compost pile has 4 ingredients: carbon, nitrogen, air and water. Without those, it will not work. So air and water, pretty straightforward. But when I talk about carbon, I mean dry, brown, dead stuff. And things that you might often use are straw or hay bales, dry sawdust, shredded office paper, cardboard, dry brown leaves. Today, we've got lots and lots of spoiled straw bales, so that's what we're using here. Nitrogen, fresh green, often green materials, really juicy and full of life still. That can include animal manures, lots of food waste if you do have lots and lots of it. Of course, all your green crops that you're pulling out of your garden. We've got lots of pumpkin vines today that we'll be adding in. And other things that we've got today is lots of comfrey leaves, such a type of herbaceous plant. We happen to have quite a lot of it here, and it's perfect for a good nitrogen layer. So we're going to show you how it's going to be done. It's a wonderful way of making lots of compost quickly. In roughly 8 weeks, you can, by turning the pile every 5 to 7 days, once it gets up to around 60 degrees, you turn the pile, make sure it doesn't get any hotter than that, because that's when it can kill off all the good biology. At around 60 degrees, it's killing off all the nasty pathogens that we don't want in the system. The other cool thing about hot composting is that you can put in any of your weed plants in there. So the heat that's generated by the biology will break everything down quite nicely. So it's not the sun that's generating the heat, it's the biological activity. All those little critters in there just moving so quickly, eating things really quickly and breaking it down. So you can build a hot compost pile in the deep snow and it will still be hot. Isn't that awesome? So check us out, look at what we're doing here, and I'll see you in a jiffy.
Get it back in the ground, cycle it round, that green and brown. Break it down, if it once was alive, make your garden thrive. High five.
Here we've got the finished product. You can see
Hello.
we've got the layers of, you can see you've got the layers of green nitrogen and brown carbon all the way throughout. This pile's ended up being around 2 cubic metres because, as we mentioned earlier, as long as it's 1 cubic metre, it will generate enough heat through its biological activity. We've gone bigger because we had that much organic matter. You can also notice we're using this wire structure here rather than maybe what you might have seen in a traditional 3-bay compost system. We find this is much more flexible, so we can build it wherever we want to. We're building it right next to our vegetable garden here, and when it's time to turn it in a few days, thanks Frida, all we have to do is unwrap the wire, push it over, mix it up and put it back into the same framework again, which is really easy and really flexible for your own body to do it properly. And of course, once it's actually ready, we don't have to cart it around our whole landscape very much. We just carry it from here approximately 1 metre that way and start putting it onto our vegetable bed, which would be so happy. Composting is a brilliant way of getting your whole family involved in your garden. Frida's been wonderfully helpful today. And it's great for your soil, obviously. So whether you're doing it by yourself, with your friends, your housemates, or your little kids, get in there, and it's bound to make your COVID isolation a little bit dirtier, a little bit happier, because as we all know, if you have dirty hands, you've got happy hearts. Bye.